Another day, another story. Once upon a time, there lived a prince who was a very handsome man. He was always kind and gentle, but he had a terrible curse. This curse made it so his outer appearance was that of a beast. He had a large mane of messy dark hair and bright eyes. He was very tall and had strong muscles. No one wanted to marry him, because they feared him so much. They feared his terrible curse. The prince lived in a huge castle, filled with secrets and dangers. He was very lonely, and he was very sad. One day, a young woman came to the prince's castle. This young woman was not afraid of the prince, she was kind and friendly. She was so kind to the prince that he did not know how to react. He was so used to being feared and hated by everyone. He was so used to being all alone, and suddenly there was this girl who wanted to be his friend. The young woman's name was Belle, and she was so kind and friendly. She was not afraid of the prince, even though he had a terrible curse. She was so gentle and kind, that the prince did not know how to react. One day, Belle brought the prince a bouquet from the garden. The prince was taken aback because he wasn't used to receiving flowers from someone, especially not a woman. But Belle was so sweet and friendly, and she gave the prince the flowers with such a smile on her face, that the prince couldn't help but smile back. From there, the prince's feelings towards Belle slowly began to change. He started to see her in a different light, and he started to feel something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Belle was surprised by the prince's reaction to her gift. She had thought that he would be angry at her because he had been so mean to her before. But instead, he took the flowers with a smile on his face. Belle was so happy to see the prince smile, and she hoped it was all because of her gift. Belle had picked those flowers herself, and she had picked them with care. She had picked them because she knew the prince loved flowers, and she wanted to do something special for him. And as Belle watched the prince smile, she knew that it was all worth it. The prince was so mean to Belle at first because he was so afraid of accepting her kindness. But Belle was so patient and kind, that eventually the prince warmed up to Belle and became her friend. Belle and the prince became very close friends. The prince would show Belle the secrets of the castle and the dangers. Belle was not afraid of the prince's curse, so she would follow him everywhere he went. One day the prince was very sad, and Belle asked him what was wrong. The prince told Belle that he was so lonely and that he was afraid of accepting love from anyone. Belle was so kind and patient, that the prince eventually opened up to Belle and fell in love with her. Belle also fell in love with the prince, and soon they were married. Belle was the one person who had never been afraid of the prince's curse, and who had never been cruel to the prince. The prince was very scared about the curse breaking the moment he accepted Belle's love. But Belle was so gentle and understanding, that eventually every fear disappeared from the prince's mind. And so finally, Belle and the prince could be themselves. They didn't have to hide behind the curse anymore. They were in love, they were free, and they were happy. After a few years, Belle and the prince were blessed with 2 children, a little boy named Adam and a little girl named Ella. Adam and Ella were very curious and adventurous, so they often explored the hidden places of the castle, just like their parents had when they were children. They learned the story of the prince and his curse, and they loved their father so much. Their father was a kind and gentle man, and their mother was so loving and caring. As Adam and Ella grew up, they learned even more about the history of their family and the castle they lived in. They learned about the prince's curse, the many secrets of the castle, and the dangers that were hidden all around them. Adam and Ella were not afraid, though, because they knew their parents would protect them. Adam and Ella knew they could trust their father, and they knew that Belle would never let anything hurt them. Adam and Ella both felt blessed to be part of a family, and they were so thankful for the love and safety they found with their parents. The story of the prince and Belle is one of love and courage. Despite their differences, the prince and Belle came past each other's outer appearances and find goodness in one another. Through Belle's kindness and patience, the prince was able to break the terrible curse and find true love and happiness. And through the prince's friendship and courage, Belle was able to find love and a family. This story shows that even though it may seem hopeless at times, love, courage, and patience can help us overcome any obstacle. Thanks for watching!